guest. And this special edition talks is now, it is the 10th program, and we are hosting the very important governmental figures in the OIC countries and the Muslim communities all around the world. And these are, according to our this strategy, we are now expanding our projects, and now the ICWF Debate Championship is also going online. And we are going to also implement the ICWF Media Program, which is organized yearly at the online this year. As you see, ICWF is now successfully going on this digitalization strategy and expanding its power in the digital world. And it is our glad to inform you that till now, our outreach in the digital world has now reached around 4 million. The exact number is 3,800,073. And till now, 1,100 people has been officially certified and trained by the ICWF. And we will sustain this strategy and foster opportunities for the youth in this digital age, which is leveraged due to the pandemic, which can be obtained like an positive outcome of this pandemic, which is transformed into an opportunity by us. And today's guest is very special for us because His Excellency Damir Fattakhov, Minister of Youth and Sports of the Republic of Tatarstan of Russian Federation, will honor today's special edition talks. And with the Tatarstan government, ICWF has a very good partnership and cooperation basis. The second module OIC, International Module OIC, was hosted by Kazan, Tatarstan government. And also for the last 6 years, ICWF has been organizing the Kazan OIC Youth Entrepreneurship Forum in cooperation with the ministry. And in the last 2 years, ICWF has been implementing this Kazan OIC Youth Entrepreneurship Forum through its regional center. And I can only say that Tatarstan is an indispensable partner and the supporter of ICWF, which we appreciated always. And also when you check the official resolutions of the OIC, we can see that the expression of appreciation to His Excellency Rustam Minikaninov, esteemed President of the Republic of Tatarstan and the Minister of Youth and Sport. And I want to briefly talk about His Excellency Damir Fattakhov before giving him the floor. His Excellency is graduated from the Kazan Juridical Institute of Minister of the Interior of Russian Federation, Lawbeard. And in 2011, the Moscow School of Management, he was taken as graduate. And he served in the Ministry of Interior of Russian Federation in 2001. And he was the head of Cultural Center of the Ministry of Interior of the Russian Federation. And he was also the head of the national team KVN, RT4 Tatars. And ministry, due to his outstanding successes, awarded with lots of medals and honors. And I want now to give him the floor to explain to His Excellency to explain the strategies of the Ministry on Development of the Youth, and which we will enjoy and see the background information of this huge success. Excellency, floor is yours, sir.
Thank you so much, Ahmed. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Thank you for the invitation to share the experience of the Republic of Tatarstan in the implementation of youth policy. I hope that our meeting will intensify reliable partnership and create new opportunities for youth cooperation. And let me briefly tell you about the youth policy in the Republic of Tatarstan. Considering the current realities, work with youth is one of the main priorities. That is why separate Ministry of Youth Affairs was created in 2018 by the decision of the President of the Republic of Tatarstan, Now let me pass to the slides to make a better impression and understanding of our work. And so let's start from slide 1. More than 20% of the population of our republic are young people from 14 to 30 years old, but the difference is in opinions of 14-year-olds and 30-year-olds is much greater than between 30-year-olds and 55-year-olds. Therefore, creating conditions for young people of all ages has always been one of the key priorities of social policy in Tatarstan. So, teenagers. The issues of distance learning, passing state exams and entering university, part-time jobs, as well as acceptable leisure time in summer, relationship issues with peers and parents. The next one is students. The issue of distance learning and part-time job, as well as an issue of leisure and, of course, self-realization. The majority of young people say this is the main value. The next one is older youth, from 22 to 30 years. The issue of housing and employment. Due to the current circumstances, according to the last research, we see young people's worries about massive job losses. Young families, the economic issues, according to our research, more than half of young families reported that they might not have enough financial cushion even for months. 40% talks about difficulty in communicating with children. So for many years, the Republic of Tatarstan has been a leading region in effective implementation of youth policy. Consistent, strong performance of Tatarstan is the result of systematic support of youth at the state level. Youth policy in the Republic has been implemented for 25 years. Relevant state programs have been adopted, as well as the Republican law on youth. We are the only authorities in the Republic that works according to an age category, not an industry one. The challenges we go through is the coordination and synchronization of all authorities that influence the organization of youth policy. We believe that the efficiency of youth policy is determined not by the size of the budget, but by the principles and approaches to organizing work with young people. Youth policy is a priority, and we work with the principle nothing for youth without youth. Demands and needs of youth are constantly changing. To be relevant, we need to be on the same wavelength with young people and respond to their needs. The Republic has a wide network of infrastructure facilities for young people. You see, according to the Federal Agency for Youth Affairs, Tatarstan has the largest fund of youth facilities. And today we have 411 of them. It is important that there are facilities in almost all municipalities of the Republic. It allows us to create implement social significant network projects for youth, regardless of their place of residence. However, the effectiveness of this infrastructure is measured by how the facilities and programs we offer to young people are interesting and truly in demand for them. Therefore, thanks to the support of the President of the Republic, programs of major maintenance and renovation of youth facilities took place over the past 5 years, and more than 64% of institutions in need of renovation we successfully renovated. For instance, in 2020, under this program, we will repair 17 teenage clubs, 5 youth centers, and 10 recreation camps. Guided by the principle nothing for youth without the participation of youth, we have gathered a team of young architects from Tatarstan to renovate youth facilities. In accordance with the future content of institutions, they develop modern architectural solutions that are close to the modern generation of youth. With this approach, I hope that our youth centers and youth clubs will become a truly high-quality third place, which is in demand in large cities and in small villages of the Republic. We pay special attention to the new program of full maintenance and reconstruction of children's recreation camps, the program named Summer for Children. We will repair 94 facilities in all municipalities of the Republic. Moreover, new camps will be built in places where previously there were no facilities for children's holiday. As a result, the development of modern digital infrastructure for summer holiday and the entire youth policy field took place. And as the pilot project in this field, we have launched an online service for the sale of tickets to summer camps. Work on key priorities of the state youth policy in ongoing, and we regularly try different formats. For this purpose, we have organized work in the ministry on the principle of project office. The result of this approach is the creation of new projects and updating of the traditional ones. The main idea is that the project carries the value of civic and patriotic education only if it passes the ideas in a youth-friendly language. And here are some examples. The Youth Parliament of the Republic of Tatarstan was elected online last year. The right to vote was granted to every young person from 14 to 30 years old. An important innovation in this process was the category of self-nominees. Now any young person can become a member of the Youth Parliament. The competition in this category, for example, was more than 10 people per place. The Kaitam project, translated from the Tatar language as I'm coming back. This is a media project about the personal stories of young people who once left Tatarstan for different reasons, but decided to return to their native republic for living and, of course, for self-realization. The accelerator for ethnocultural projects, the TABA, the idea is to make national lifestyle relevant. More than 173 nationalities live in Tatarstan, and if we want to preserve and increase the rich multi-ethnic cultural heritage, we need to make it relevant and demanded among today's youth. Summer topic specific camps, we consider summer holiday as a strong tool for civic and patriotic education. camp counselors communicate with children in a peer-to-peer basis for 18 days, and by personal example influence the personal development of teenagers, their life views and values. In cooperation with the movement of labor detachments and educational authorities, we organized the work on creation of schoolwork teams. If we talk about employment during the pandemic, in a broader sense, it is both volunteer work and involvement of teenagers and young people in online activities, educational events, online forums, and of course camps. In the near future, a non-formal education platform for young people will be created on the basis of corporate university, which will help young people adapt to changes. Priority directions of youth policy are determined by the challenges that our sphere faces. Now we have three key goals: efficiency and relevance, a new format of communication, and environment for self-realization. Young people do not recognize mentoring position, and it is much more interesting and useful for us to be partners. So top-down communication is no longer effective, but openness and dialogue, on the contrary, gives us the results we need. We have seen this a number of successful examples. So with the BUS 1430 campaign and the elections of the Youth Parliament, we held open meetings with young people in all municipalities of the Republic. Dialogue, of course, is better than avoidance. So we were able to have a constructive conversation everywhere, and many of the guys later became active participants in our projects and programs. We are always on the same wavelength with young people. For example, the ROM Project includes street subcultures and informal youth movements. Today, ROM develops the concept of an open air and indoor extreme park, the center of urban youth communities in Tatarstan, which is located under the Millennium Bridge and will serve as an opportunity to create a large-scale modern facility for young people who are passionate about street arts and extreme sports. Of course, it is impossible to avoid the topic of supporting youth during the period of coronavirus. The Ministry of Youth Affairs of the Republic of Tatarstan has been mentoring what is happening to young people and what concerns them. The most popular ones are related to, first of all, unemployment. In second place, issues related to changes in studying due to self-isolation, support for business and self-employed people, many questions about psychological help and difficulties of domestic nature. Since the beginning of self-isolation, we have intensified the work of our psychological services, assistance provided in the form of individual online consultations, webinars, and live broadcasts on Skype and, of course, Instagram. An important role in this period is assigned to the children's and the adults' helplines. The number of calls, for example, to helplines has increased by 1.3 times. This has been more than 35,000 calls since the end of March. In addition, we organized the work of the volunteers headquarters in the framework of the federal campaign We Are Together. The headquarters receives requests from single elderly people every day and delivers food aid and medicines to them. We have more than 6,000 volunteers. Today, during the period of COVID-19, Tatarstan volunteers have completed more than 15,000 requests. This is a huge indicator of how people unite in trouble and take care of each other. An equally important part of our work is organizing events for youth. During the self-isolation, in cooperation with the youth organizations and the network of subordinate institutions, we have greatly increased our activity in the internet. Today, it is especially significant to inform young people about all possible ways of state support. In cooperation with the public organizations Youth of Tatarstan, we have launched the program While We Are at Home, which will help young people get new skills and stay in the thick of things without leaving home. On the basis of the Ministry of Youth Affairs of Tatarstan, the youth headquarters life after isolation challenges and opportunities was created to quickly analyze and challenge the challenges and the most significant issues of youth, as well as develop measures to address it. For the first time in 2020, the ministry held a Republican grant competition among individuals where $100,000 were allocated. For this grant competition, we have received more than 1,500 applications from all over the Republic. The ministry also holds a Republican grant competition among children's and youth public associations. Annually, more than 120 associations become its participants, and in the near future, a grant competition for $700,000 will be held for municipalities of the Republic of Tatarstan. All these measures let us surely say that Tatarstan is a territory of opportunities for youth. These opportunities take into account the interests of young people, are found with the direct participation, and help us fully realize the human capital of our republic. At the same time, we see our further development in this direction in closer cooperation with international partners, because the exchange of experience and best practices in the field of youth policy will help each of us to see new growth points and improve the efficiency of our work. I think that's it, and thanks for your attention, dear participants.
Excellency Damir Fattakhov, thank you very much for this excellent presentation. This presentation actually gives us the insight about the value that extended to the youth from the Tatarstan Republic. I mean, as I said, we organized several events in Kazan in collaboration with your esteemed ministry under the patronage of the...
We will organize a lot.
Yeah, we will, and definitely we're going to organize lots of more. And one of our observations was the effective participation of youth of Tatarstan to the international events. And also we were very fascinated by these opportunities that is extended to the youth by the ministry. And this presentation shows the comprehensive strategy, a best practice for the other member states as well. And in this regard, thank you very much. You give us a time for this presentation in your very tight schedule. And due to your tight schedule, the technical moderation has just selected one question from the Mr. Kemal Zemari from Nigeria. And if you allow, I want to ask this one question before ending the session. Thank you, Excellency. The question is, what is the Tatarstan Republic's youth strategy on developing relationship with international institutions in terms of implementation of this strategy that you presented?
Thank you for your question. The field of international youth cooperation, of course, is especially popular among youth of the Republic, and we have several youth organizations that develop international cooperation. For example, the Academy of Youth Diplomacy has been actively working in our Republic for 6 years and has organized more than 150 international youth projects covering about 1,000 participants from near and far abroad countries. Since 2016 in Kazan, we regularly organized the Forum of Young Diplomats from OIC, or OIC countries. You know about it. And international youth cooperation is developing in the UN, UNESCO, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, BRICS, of course, and the Council of Europe direction. The development of youth diplomacy and intensifying of international youth cooperation is, of course, one of the priorities of our ministry. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation is a traditional partner of the Russian Federation on key issues of international life. And taking into account the long-term experience of the Republic, this year, together with our federal authorities, it was decided to establish a project office, Russia Organization of Islamic Cooperation. And it is important to mention that since 2007, the OIC Youth Forum and the youth of the Republic of Tatarstan, represented by the Salat movement, have been actively interacting and cooperating. The Russia Islamic World Discussion Club works on the basis of the Salat House since 2015 in collaboration with ICYF, and since 2019 in collaboration Eurasian Regional Center of Islamic Cooperation Youth Forum. We organized, as you said, organized Kazan OIC Youth Entrepreneurship Forum. This year, we decided to hold the forum in an online format because of the situation around the world. And the opening ceremony took place 2 weeks ago, and 150 projects from all over the world were selected for participation. They will go through training for 3 months. The more successful startups will have the opportunity to compete for 3 main prizes: $7,000, $5,000, and $3,000 for their projects. And what else? I think that this is a brief information about the cooperation
Thank you very much.
International cooperation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, His Excellency Damir Fattakhov, and hoping to meet you again in the beloved city Kazan. We are missing it very much. We didn't able to visit due to this pandemic, but I'm sure we're going to meet again very soon after these issues will end. And we want to express our once again thanks to His Excellency Rustam Minikaninov, President of the Republic of Tatarstan, who extends every effort and show every patronage for the ICYF initiatives, which we appreciated and express our gratitude for him again. And dear friends, this will be the end of the ICYF 11th session of the special talks, and we will going to meet with you again another ministerial gathering, inshallah, very soon. And our target is inviting the Minister of Youth and Sports of the OIC member states to this event and going on this strategy. And also, don't forget to follow the announcements in ICYF official media grounds in the social media publications, in which you can see the loss of opportunities. And you can also follow the recent projects of the debate championship, which is going on. And also the media training camp will also launch very soon. And hoping to meet with you again in the next edition of the special talks. Thank you very much. Thank you, Excellency.
Thank you very much. We are waiting for all of you in Kazan very soon. See you.
Thank you. Thank you, Excellency. Bye-bye.